Hello, I'm Nigel Aves, and I am with Jessica Hartung, the author of The Conscious Professional, a book well worth reading. Jessica, it's nice to see you. Why don't you give us a brief synopsis on The Conscious Professional?
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. And I would say that, every day in organizations all over this country, there are both employers and employees who are longing for more fulfillment. It is become practically an epidemic. The level of engagement that people have with work is not at the level employers would like, but really the human cost is around how people are feeling and this intersection between who they really are, the values they have, their life, and their work. But this is where they're spending the majority of their waking lives, and there's no reason why it can't be more integrated and more developmental for them, more an opportunity for them to grow the skills they want to be able to fulfill the things that matter to them. Inside of The Conscious Professional is information about how folks are really looking at their roles as deliberately developmental, meaning that they have a clarity of purpose. There's something they want to accomplish in the world, and they have a developmental drive. They actually care about growing. And in fact, most people, if you ask them, do you like to learn things on the job? Yes, they do. And they don't feel like they have enough opportunity to learn things, or that the things that they're being taught are not transferable skills. But this is entirely correctable. It's an internal leadership experience for folks to say, wait a minute, what options are there for me right in my everyday work for me to grow the skills I need to fulfill the things I care about? So things like project management, communication, team building, getting over our own fears, learning how to manage our own workloads and prioritization, strategic thinking. All of these are transferable skills that most jobs people can build. Employers may not know anything about it, but it doesn't matter. It can be actually something that you do inside of your work as it stands. So I've really noticed that when people start to use work as a developmental experience, they run these learning experiments, it turns their work into a learning laboratory. They're using their work as the case study to test out ideas. And that shifts the very nature of the purpose of work. It transforms their life at work. And that's the subtitle of the book, but it's also the output of the book. That's what happens when people choose to take control and be personally responsible for their experience at work. The advantage of that is there's a greater authorship of their own experience. I find that when we can connect the dots between a mission-driven organization and many more companies, thank goodness, many more companies are starting to say, we need to have a real clear purpose that benefits not just our organization, but society. So how to connect the dots between that kind of a purpose and what's going on for individuals and the things that they care about. So both employers and managers and individuals who are authoring their experience, they need to build new skill sets and new mindsets in order to see this different way of working and start to grow in place on the job. So I built the book based on 20 years of experience working with mission-driven leaders and actually growing those skills. So I took 24 of the most universally applicable experiences where folks were growing their skills and then being able to use those in other cases, and I put them in the book so that it's actually like having a coach with you in your job to help you grow from work.
Excellent. The Conscious Professional. I wish I had had this book 4 decades ago. Of course, none of my management would have understood it, but I would. Jessica, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.